believe Mick Stoltenberg is going to be okay to play. How much and what we do with that right off the bat, I'm not sure yet, but we have high expectations after today. And then Brandon Riley is still questionable at best. So I don't know if he's going to be able to play. He didn't practice today. Alonzo practiced the last 2 days full speed. Looks good to go. Lamar Jackson has practiced all week.
Probably got 100 things in your head for a game like this, but I mean, what are 2 or 3 just key things you'd summarize that you'll need to do to win this game?
Well, I think that for sure you've got to be able to tackle in space against this team and try to do everything you can to be sound down the field and prevent big plays. Just big hits in football in general hurt you in a ball game. It's a big factor in winning games is getting some chunk plays yourself and not giving them up. This team has made a living on big plays through the years, so it's a big part of their identity. That will be a big part of the game. For us, a good balanced offense will be key. And then tremendous sound kicking game. Real good punt direction, kickoff direction, really good coverage, not giving up any big plays in the kicking game.
You try to talk to the officials beforehand about just the pace of play and, with Oregon operating the way they do, letting you get lined up, or how do you handle that?
Well, we do talk to every officials group about how they're going to call it. Because it is a little bit different. You're supposed to, when the other team substitutes, you're supposed to be allowed a chance to substitute yourself. And a lot of people handle that timing over the ball, with what they call the iron cross a little differently. So you try to get an interpretation of how it's going to be handled that day. That's a big deal. And then, for the most part, then it's up to us to get lined up and play. And Oregon was obviously one of those first teams to really go at this kind of speed and tempo. Now a lot of people have done it. So just about every game that you play is preparation for the next one.
Mike, do different leagues interpret that differently?
Yes.
At that pace?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
how would the Pac-12 interpret it?
I think they're very liberal on letting the play get going.
How big of a deal do you think it'd be to beat a ranked Oregon team for this team, where the program is right now, like as a program?
Oh, I think this is a great game for our team. It's for this early in the season. It's just a great benchmark for us. To win this game would be awesome for this particular team and about these kids, and just build momentum in the season. I think it's a big game for sure. It's fun because we've won 2, and the games get bigger as you go when you win. And then with this being a ranked team and a team that's been ranked nationally for a long time, it's a really good time for our team. Great opportunity.
Mike, you get Oregon this year, next year, Oklahoma a few years down the line. What's your thoughts on having that type of game? Does it almost have to be done now?
I think that I suppose it has to be done, but I like them anyway. I've always liked them. I think that you're seeing a lot of them now, more and more in college football. It's really, I think, adds a lot to this early season. You've already seen marquee games. We've got one here Saturday. A lot of intrigue, excitement by everybody. Really good picture of college football across the country. Like I said, we've always liked doing them. I think that they're hard, all that stuff, but I think you can really grow your team through games like this.
Some people shy away from calling games like this big because they don't want to build up too much hype. My Rose Ivy the other night said he's okay with that because he thinks it might help you work harder. Are you on that same side where it's okay for your team to buy into the hype a little bit?
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely good. I think more games that people can perceive as big games, those are the games we want to play in. And if if that's either perception or the reality of where you are in the season, I think it's all real good for your team to have to deal with it and then play up to the level to win a game. I mean, that's eventually what we want to do, right? We want to get to the game like this where the hype is really, really obvious, like a championship game, and win it. So these are really good games for you and big.
How important is it to score early and get on the board quickly against Oregon?
Well, I think that obviously it'd be great. You know, I think that you know, games, whatever shape the game takes, we'll play it out. But it's always nice, and I suppose against an offense that has been a high-powered offense for a long time, it would be nice to get a good, confident first start.
Mike, some of the players were pushing for no sit Saturday. What are your thoughts on that potentially being a thing?
Well, I think that that's probably just a result of the excitement for the game and kind of the novelty of it at this point. You know, it is a big game. So I think that's probably all it is from my viewpoint. Just a sign that everybody's looking for that little something extra to do because it is that kind of game.
How much can the environment that it's going to be on Saturday affect an opposing quarterback like Ukop, having played in front of as big of a crowd as this?
You know, I don't know for sure. I think that our crowd will be awesome. I think there'll be a factor cheering for their team. This team big games are not new to this Oregon team historically, and it might be they'll have some young guys and new guys that will, who knows how they'll respond or what that means to them. But this team historically, they've played big games in big arenas. So.
In retrospect, do you think that your players, Fresno State, Wyoming, that they had the proper focus for those games that they weren't looking to get to Oregon?
Yeah, I never really thought that was an issue at all. I thought our guys played hard and really, you know, watching defensive film, people run into the football, great intentions. I think that you know, their focus was always good. I never sensed that at all.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you all.